2023 has been a record-breaking year for the stock markets. The Nifty is up 20%, up for the 8th consecutive year for the first time in history. The mid-cap index is up 46%. In fact, all sectoral indices have gained for the year. Mangalam is standing by with the year that was on the Lal Street and also compares how Indian markets have fared against the rest of the world. Mangalam, over to you.
8 years of positive returns is what we've seen in 2023. So let's tell you, in these 8 years of positive returns that we've seen, we've gone through a pandemic, we've gone through multiple wars in the world, we've gone through, GST implementation, demonetization, all these worries, and the Nifty has compounded at around 13% itself. If someone told you at the start of this year that, you will manage to hit a record high in the trough of March where we were around that 16,000 points, people had said, yes, we'll take it with both hands. And take it with both hands is what they've done itself. Because at the start of the year, the market was looking at a lot of walls of worries. The US Fed tightening, we had, high inflation, the FII selling from emerging markets, and geopolitical tensions in the world as well. But everywhere there is a wall of worry, there are lands of opportunities, and India was that land of opportunity. The India growth story, political and currency stability in India, that's what worked in our favor. Strong domestic and SIP flows, nearly $2 billion per month coming in. Government-backed themes in our markets doing well as well. And at the same time, we had the rise of luxury and leisure demand post-COVID coming in too. What also helped us was some good performance coming in other global markets. The Nifty ended 20% higher this year. Of course, the 8th consecutive year of gain. On a percentage basis, it may have underperformed NASDAQ, S&P 500, Nikkei in Brazil. But remember, on a compounded growth basis, it has been a rank outperformer. And it has also outperformed some of the other important markets. If you just take a look at it, it's better than Dow Jones, it's better than the FTSE, definitely better than the Chinese indices, which corrected. This year has been the year of mid and small caps. Both these indices have gained anywhere around 50%, and these are indices, so individual stocks have done a lot better. And who's made a lot of money? We've had the BSE index. This year is definitely the year of the public sector enterprises, 81% higher on that index, followed by Nifty Realty, Autos and Nifty Pharma doing well. Nifty Bank was an underperformer with a gain of just 12% this year. The FII sold about 15,000 crores this year, and the domestic institutional investors, they showed the money, almost 15,000 crores every month in the year 2023, 1,68,433 crores and counting in the Indian markets by the domestic institutional investors. The Nifty gainers, top of the ranks, Tata Motors, the one Nifty stock that doubled this year, NTPC, Bajaj Auto, Coal India, L&T, all of them doing extremely well. Some of the underperformers included some heavyweights like HUL, Reliance and Infosys as well. So let's see how they perform in the next year. It was the themes that did well this year. So let's talk about the themes. The PSUs, REC, PFC, near 250% gains. BEHEL, NBFC, all of them 130 to 140% gains coming in. If you were in a defense PSU, you made a lot of money as well. The Mazagon Dock, we had Cochin Shipyard, HAL, BDL, BEL, all of them doing extremely well. And then we had the railway theme. This one was really in the fast track. 360% for Titagarh, 200% for Texmaco, Railtel, Ircon, RVNL, moving anywhere between 150 to 190% as well. And with the markets doing so well, why wouldn't the capital markets theme itself do well? BSE up 310%. Anand Rathi, Angel One, the financialization of savings did extremely well this year in 2023 as well. But let's talk about a couple of these underperformers. We had Delta Corp plagued by regulatory issues. Easy Trip, AB Fashion, Page Industries were some notable underperformers. But let's end on a high. These were the stars of 2023. And I had to cut off gains at 250%. So we had Suzlon, Inox Wind from the wind energy space do well, Zentech from the defense space, and Piccadilly Agro. This is the company that makes the Indri single malt, 550% in 2023 itself. So with that, it's a wrap on 2023. It's over to 2024.
Well, yes, we look forward to 2024 for the markets. Mangalam, many thanks for joining us. 57 new companies listed on the Lal Street in 2023, from fintech to pharma to cables. Companies from a wide range of sectors made their market debut. Now, the last 3 months alone saw 23 companies launching IPOs as the primary markets ended the year with a bang. Yash is standing by to wrap up the year that was for IPOs on the Lal Street. Yash.
Year 2023 will certainly be remembered for the rush of companies which brought their offers on the Lal Street, the exceptionally strong subscription numbers and, of course, the listing high. but it was also the year which saw a big change in the intent behind bringing these companies to public. Now, before we speak about that change, let's take a look at what year 2023 was for the Indian primary market. A total of 49,351 crore rupees was raised through primary market in calendar year 2023. But interestingly, it was still about 17% lower than what was raised in 2022, which stood at 59,302 crore rupees. Another interesting statistic, the total fundraise in the current calendar year was nearly 60% lower than the highest ever fundraise, which happened in the year 2021 at 1.18 lakh crore rupees. Now, on one hand, where the fundraise was lower than the previous year, the number of listings that grew significantly, which means that the average fundraise for IPOs did come down. Year 2023 saw a total 57 companies getting listed on exchanges, which was higher by about 40% as compared to the previous year, where we saw 40 companies getting listed, but of course much lower than the best year that we've seen so far, which was 1995, where about 1341 companies got listed on stock exchanges. Now let's speak about the change in the intent. This year, out of the total fundraise, 42% or about 20,600 crore rupees was raised for fresh capital, which generally gets used towards growth, capex or deleveraging. This compares to just 30% or about 17,600 crore rupees as fresh capital out of the total fundraise in the previous year, that is 2022. The share of offer for sale out of the total fundraise in 2023 stood at 28,700 crore rupees versus 41,600 crore rupees in 2022. Now, since we are talking about offer for sale, here's a list of companies where private equity players sold big through IPOs in 2023. Private equity players raised a total of 7,783 crore rupees through IPOs, and almost half of that came from Mankind Pharma. That stood at about 3,200 crore rupees, which was followed by Concord Biotech, RR Kabil, Hunasa Consumer or Mama Earth. Now let's talk about the subscription cheer. Moti Sons Jewelers, that became the highest subscribed IPO, receiving subscription of 160 times. Tata Technologies gave the best listing gains this year of about 140%. And if one moves beyond the first day, first show, then IREDA was the stock which has given the best returns out of all companies which listed this year. IREDA has given returns to its investors of nearly about 230% so far. The biggest disappointment this year has been IRM Energy. The stock is down about 8% this year. This was 2023 for you. But 2024 also looks promising for primary market, with 24 companies already having received SEBI approval for their IPOs. These 24 companies will look to raise 28,440 crore rupees when it comes to their public offers. About 30 companies are still waiting for SEBI's approval for their IPOs, and if all these public issues were to materialize, then 2024 will be the best in the last 3 years for the Indian primary market.
Well, we look forward to that, the year that was on the Lal Street for IPOs, and more importantly, the year that it could be for IPOs. Yash, many thanks for joining us. It's been an eventful year for India's biggest corporate houses. Succession planning took shape at Reliance Industries and the Aditya Birla Group. The Tata Group took a group company to the Lal Street for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Nisha is standing by with the year that was for India's top conglomerates. Nisha.
India's large conglomerates have seen a transformational year 2023. Now, 3 things that stand out: fortifying succession planning, expansion into new businesses, and also new listings after decades. Let's elaborate. Reliance Industries Chairman Mukesh Ambani's AGM speech on continuity with change is emphatically formalized with group's next gen, Isha, Akash and Anant Ambani's induction into the mothership Reliance Industries board. Even in the case of Aditya Birla Group, both Aryaman and Ananya Birla have been elevated to become directors at Apex decision-making body ABMCPL. New verticals have been added by India's top business houses this year as well. Birla's foray into paints business is a big bet. Aditya Birla Group also entered into more B2C businesses like branded jewelry, Novel Jewels, and an innovative B2B e-commerce platform for construction material, Birla Pivot. For Reliance Industries, it's a significant year with the fastest 5G rollout pan-India. In online retail, beauty platform Tera made a big splash, and even the launch of its FMCG brand Independence shows the group's focus on capturing the consumption market visible amongst its other ventures across verticals as well. Tata Group made some significant progress in expanding its manufacturing capabilities across verticals by formalizing new plans like Tata Electronics taking stride in setting up a semiconductor unit. Tata Group also forms a new company, Agratas, to set up a battery plant in the UK. Auto vertical Tata Motors partners with Cummins to manufacture low to zero emission tech products. Even JSW Group, known for old economy sectors, made a foray into new age sector of electric vehicles by forming a joint venture with MG Motor India. So the year also stands out due to the blockbuster listing of Tata Tech, an IPO from the House of Tatas after almost 2 decades. Even JSW Infra listing came as an offering of IPO from the group after 14 long years, and Reliance listed Jio Financial Services, a new listed entity from this conglomerate after decades. So what lies ahead for India's large conglomerates? Strengthening new business verticals. A lot of them are the new age businesses or sectors of the future. Surely this space is growing fast, and the scale-up of new verticals will make sure that the next wave of listings are much sooner than the last long gap that we saw. And finally, driving all this will be the energetic next gen, taking more important positions and driving the decision-making for the groups in the coming year.